Hello everyone! We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, mini-series, and long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we're playing some Through the Breach, the tabletop role-playing game based on the Malifaux miniatures game, which is a ton of fun. I personally played it for a couple years, back when I was a huge nerd, clearly not anymore. But yeah, it's a really fun system. It's a really cool world, and I'm really excited to get in and play it. Before we dive in, I do have just a few announcements to go through. The first, of course, being that we are sponsored tonight and every stream by Soul Muppet Publishing. They are a fantastic publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under their belt, namely Orbital Blues, which we have done a playthrough of on the channel, and you'll see again just as soon as I get my hands on Orbital Blues Afterburn, whenever that may be. If you missed any of your streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. We have hundreds of videos, well over 1,000 hours of content, so if you ever want to support these awesome nerds that you see in front of you, go watch our stuff. Give it the likes and the follows and all that good stuff that appeases our Lord and Savior, the algorithm. But that's enough out of me. I am going to go down the line, let everyone tell you who they are and who they are playing tonight. We will go left to right, as we do. And we'll actually be starting with a new face, Jack.
Oh, hello, folks. I'm Jack. You can find me over at RPGs Uncovered. Tonight, I will be playing Rostov and his loyal robotic dog, Rivet.
Fantastic. Do you have any experience with Malifaux or Through the Breach?
Absolutely none.
Great.
Brand new. Very excited.
And then who apparently drank an invisibility potion. But over to Joanne.
It's me. I am the void. I'm going to be playing Patience. She's a mercenary from a mercenary family. Has some bounty hunting in her background. You can catch me on Twitch at Lil Bunny Foo Foo. And same name on the socials.
Heck yeah. And then over
It's
to
also my first time playing, so uh-oh.
You'll be fine. Over to Alice.
Hi guys, my name is Alice, they them pronouns. You can find me everywhere online, pretty much at Alice Hart or Hellion Hart. Tonight I am playing Leon Mackenzie. He is the illustrious headliner for the Magical Mackenzies and from a very charismatic family.
Heck yeah. And then over to Mary, who just can't get enough of this game.
It's time for round two. I'm super excited. And it's Alice's round two as well. So we're gonna have a great old time.
You'll definitely both survive this
I'm gonna
time.
live.
Yeah, crossing our fingers. But hi, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I'm going to be playing Dinky. She is our little criminal that is really good at picking pockets and stabbing things. So I'm just a little guy.
We'll see. That just leaves me. Of course, I'm Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here, and I am excited to just dive on in. I'm gonna kick up some music here. And bring us in. Our camera pans down to the Star Theater, the prime attraction for those interested in the theatrical arts. Devoted as it is to entertainment and elegance, the Star Theater is one of Malifaux City's rare gems. As the laughing crowds pour out of the theater following the last show of the evening, you're hailed by a lanky showgirl who seems to have been searching for you. Her featured costume makes her look like some kind of exotic bird, As she beckons you closer, you notice that her face is strained beneath a very polite smile. You must be them. I'm Felicia, and Miss Dubois will see you now. And as she turns to lead you all inside, why don't we go opposite of our introductions? Dinky, why don't you tell us what you look like as you step in?
Yeah, so Dinky, she has a little bit of a pixie cut. She's got a little button nose, and has a variety of weapons, albeit they are hidden. But she wears a long black cloak and a little bit of a scruffy grays and black outfit that she probably stole from somewhere. But she usually always has her hood up, and at first she was starting to make a run for it because she was scared she was getting caught pickpocketing. But then will like carefully walk with just in case it's a setup. So she'll probably like stay towards the back of the group in the shadows.
Sure.
But she usually is one that is a little bit stealthy, sneaking along, and probably didn't watch the show as much as steal from it. But you know, it's an ecosystem. You got to do what you got to do.
Fair enough. And then following behind, Leon, what you look like?
Leon is tall, a little lanky himself, coiffed red hair. Let's see, this is after showtime, so he's probably still in his performance tuxedo. It's looks nice on first glance, but at the edge of like his cuffs and his trousers, there's a little bit of like fraying or
Sure.
a few patches where he's been or someone repaired it. He's holding on a little kit case under his arm, watching Dinky's hands very closely.
I can't imagine why.
He's seen what people can do with hands.
That's what she said. Over to Patience.
Patience is about 5'5". She's on the more slightly muscular side. She's wearing leathers, slouch hat. She has a rifle out. It's been secured towards her, but she gives off a lot of big personal security vibes. Black hair pulled into a braid that hangs down her back, hazel eyes. She doesn't blink a whole lot and holds eye contact uncomfortably long, and has been spending part of the show alternating between looking at the audience and looking at the people who work at the theater, including the dancing girls, to see if there's any open bounties or request if she's seen the pictures of people whose families may want them back.
Fortunately
And-
for them and you, this is a more high quality establishment, and you're not seeing anyone that would fit that bill.
Oh, this isn't even necessarily somebody who's been taken against their will, but some families don't know when to let little birds fly.
Fair
And
enough.
so she's just kind of she's looking for supplemental income bounty hunting.
And then entering last but not least, talk about muscle, but I feel like there's equal muscle and like guard vibes here going on between you and Rostov.
Hmm.
Well, yes, Rostov is a very big man indeed, but not the soldier type, not the mercenary type, the builder type. Somebody who clearly looks like they work with their body a significant amount of time. He is very tall, over 6 feet tall, very muscular, very used to picking up big things and moving them and hammering them down really hard. He is probably attempting to dress nicer than he otherwise would, because this is a fairly nice establishment.
Sure.
Probably is not just shirtless with his apron anymore. He's trying to fit in socially. So he probably has this button-up shirt that is probably a size too small right now, but is still wearing his sort of leather work pants that are scuffed and dirty. Look like that he's tried to brush them down, wet them and clean them up a little bit. But he prioritizes functionality
The
over
attempt
aesthetics.
was made.
Yeah, but he does have his work belt on. Attached to that is a rather large hammer for doing his work. He has his gloves, which probably, because this is a nice place, aren't on at the moment. They're probably stuffed into his belt. And he has this sort of fade cut, side shaved coif of hair up top, very sort of dusty brown, and an otherwise clean shaved face with a very bushy Tom Selleck mustache. And of course, walking at his heel is his robotic companion dogo friend, Rivet, who is basically a mechanical German Shepherd-ish dog. Big dog without being huge.
Fantastic. Well, the four of you are escorted in. Felicia leads you down the hall and behind the stage, walking a little unsteadily on her far too high of high heels. You can hear chaos reigning behind the curtains as costume performers all break down for the night. A few cast suspicious looks in your direction before returning to their nightly duties. Don't mind them, says Felicia. They're not quite used to seeing normals back here.
That, and I'm sure they're very jealous after your performance tonight, Philly. It was lovely.
I do appreciate it. I do my best, but got some stiff competition out there. She'll lead you all upstairs and down a few narrow hallways before finally reaching a large oaken door. A few quick taps, and you'd hear a voice call out, "Open!" And you are all gestured to enter. You see a absolutely beautiful woman, long black hair all pulled back into a very neat ponytail, sitting at her desk in an extremely opulently decorated office, which you can also clearly see can serve as a dressing room, as there's outfits and costumes kind of pushed off to the side. She looks up, seeing you all in the mirror, and then turns to face. "Oh, good evening. Thank you all for coming. Felicia, please bring us some tea and some late supper, would you?" The showgirl immediately retreats, leaving you all with Colette Dubois as she finishes cleaning off her face.
Oh, Colette, I'm glad you've come to your senses on putting me on the stage here.
Well, only the best. But please, I'll have a seat. I am sorry for the impromptu nature of this meeting. But I am desperate, and I feel that I can trust you all, one way or another. But, sorry, it's difficult to think and converse on an empty stomach. And you're all welcome to, make any small talk, look around the room, get up and walk around, basically, while you wait for the food to be brought. 5 fairly decent tin bowls of, cut and fried potato wedges with cheese curds and just steaming rich gravy, and of course a pot of tea. Please, do not sit on ceremony on my account. Please, eat.
A good hearty meal.
Of course.
Much appreciated.
If Rostov doesn't die, Dinky will go in both hands on those cheese curds.
Rostov immediately keels over dead. Adventure over.
We've some through the bridge games, I'm sure.
No, it's delicious. It's freshly made, piping hot, just... yeah. But...
Patience will help herself, but she's going to kind of... She's going to post by the window.
Sure.
But just slightly slightly to the side so that she is not... Nobody has a clear shot on her, but she can scope if anybody is trying to look in and keep an eye on Colette and what's happening there.
Gotcha. Well, as you're all in the process of eating, she would set the bowl down and kind of steeple her fingers under her very delicate chin. As you all are aware, I am always recruiting new headliners for the Star. Recently I coaxed one Melita Kafatos, a remarkable entertainer from Rome, all the way out to Malifaux City. I spared no expense in bringing her here, shaping the whole show around her talents. Classical singer, ballet dancer, bona fide Shakespearean actress to boot. She was supposed to have attracted so many classy clientele to the Star. And she'll reach into her pocket, pull out a crumpled piece of paper, and slide it over to whoever would like to grab it.
Pick it up. What does it say?
In a very hastily scrawled ledger, we have your precious bird. Pay us 500 scrip, or we clip her wings. You have until the week's end.
So you're having us chase down a kidnapped woman for you?
Yes, if you would see it that way. Fellow entertainer, human, innocent, that has been kidnapped and now being held for an amount that is not going to happen. I don't know who these bleeders are, but I wouldn't pay that much for the Governor General himself. So I need you to find my headliner and bring her back in one piece.
This seems to be missing some information on how you were supposed to pay him that money. Are they
I
gonna send
assume
additional
that
information?
someone will be here, but that is all I have. Leon and anyone that's getting close enough to the note that wants to look for any hidden details, we can make our first flips of the game.
Definitely.
Ooh.
So, other than Leon, is there anyone else that would like to examine this paper?
Patience will take a look.
Sure. You could basically offer assistance to Leon, give an extra positive twist to the flip, as long as you have at least one rank in notice.
I got 2 ranks and notice.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I 100% said that wrong. That's what I get for learning 12 different systems a month. You add your rank values to Leon's flip.
So if my AV and notice is 4,
It's just your ranks in notice, not your AV.
fine. 2.
2. So Leon, what is your AV in notice?
3.
3. So a total of a 5. This is a target number 10, so you need a 5 flipped. That is a 4 of masks. That's a failure.
I will cheat to use a 5.
Before you make your decision, there are many instances in this adventure where going above and beyond and getting extra margins of success will be very helpful for you.
I have higher card soup.
I leave it up to you if you want to just succeed or if you want to go above and beyond. I'm not saying that this is a particular instance, but there's a lot of times in this particular adventure where that will come in handy.
I know.
Okay?
But we need clues right now.
So you are cheating with a 5.
Yes.
Okay. You pick up a very faint, lingering scent. One of a fairly cheap-smelling men's cologne. But even cheap-smelling cologne in a place like Malifaux is something of a luxury. A smell that you could probably pick up again if you were to come across it.
And Colette, has your bird had any gentleman callers recently? Avid fans just getting a little too close, maybe.
It's possible. There are always fans. But not that I have seen, none above and beyond. I found this note slipped under my door early this morning, and with all of the coming and goings, and no one saw who actually delivered it. But if you ask some of the other girls, they would all confirm that Melita has been missing, and apparently her apartment has been burgled.
How long had she been in town?
A few weeks.
You don't know anything about this girl.
Well, I know plenty, but nothing that would be worth kidnapping over, other than extorting me out of money that I don't have.
What about your own life? Has anyone unsavory been making any other inopportune advances?
None that haven't been welcomed. If it were me, I would begin at the Thalia Apartments, where she has a studio flat.
Are any of the girls that work here her neighbors?
Yes. I do believe that there is one, as Andrew has to quickly scroll through my notes.
Okay.
Wait. Desiree. Do believe they live in the same building.
Is she here tonight?
Could have gone home already. But not sure if she's already done tearing down the scenery. But if she is, by all means, feel free to ask her questions.
What about other performers who may have felt deflated by you going out of house for a new performer. Somebody who may have been jealous of you bringing somebody new in.
I,
Could this be some sort of inside squabble?
well, if it were, and she'll look up at Felicia. Felicia is the understudy. And don't believe that there is a hateful bone in her body. That's and Felicia does go face, bright red with embarrassment at the compliment, but otherwise doesn't say anything.
Rostov's gonna lean forward. Felicia, did you take this woman?
What?
You know
no,
who did.
no, I loved her. She was so kind and so funny, and no, I was learning a lot from her, honestly.
Hmm.
Do you know if Desiree's left for the day?
I don't, but you can always go check.
Where would I do that, ma'am?
Just gestures down the hall towards the main auditorium where you saw all of the cast.
Patience, if Leon's pointed out to her the cologne, she's gonna take another sniff of the note, hand it back, and basically stride towards the auditorium.
Sure.
And if she passes the girls in their dressing room, she's gonna go, Desiree! Keep walking if she doesn't respond.
Yeah. Anyone else? Are we all up and out, or do you have more questions for Miss Dubois?
If Leon tells us about the paper smelling like the cologne, can I take a sniff and see if I know of it? Like, I'm in the criminal underbelly pretty well. Would I know of?
You've probably
is
smelled
it
it before,
familiar?
but it's not an uncommon cologne. It's on the cheaper side of luxury, so you've probably smelled it a good 50, 60 times.
The Axe body spray of Malifaux.
Yeah.
I
I would
think I
think
have
it's
this one.
probably more like Draco Noir or something that would be less than I don't want some teenager getting in trouble for bombing himself with Axe body spray and us being like, you took her! Where's the girl?
Where's Rachel?
Where's Rachel? Just because he smells like moonlit mistakes or something.
What was that, Rostov?
Oh, I think I have this one actually.
Everyone just leans in, sniffs Rostov. Yeah, fair. Go ahead.
Rostov took the girl. Kill him!
I wouldn't necessarily ask Colette any questions, but I would look around her office, dressing room,
Sure.
see if there's any more signs. She should be a little bit more panicked, I'd think, about this.
Well, she is a performer for a living, so keeping her emotions in check and keeping, a professional face is what she does almost 24/7.
But it might not extend to the rest of her room, though.
Yeah, I mean, you could look around the room for a bit. It won't make you do any flips for it. There's nothing here out of the ordinary.
Have we asked about being able to go and see? I cannot remember the person's name that we're supposed to be looking for. But did she
Melida.
have a dressing room? Because we might want to look in there. If we didn't ask that already, we might ask.
All
that
the
already.
girls
I'm
share
very
the
picky
same
tonight.
dressing room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know which station was hers?
I mean, they all kind of share everything. It's not that big of a theater.
Okay, I know sometimes people are very particular about which mirror they get, so I didn't know if there was
Really?
anything like that. But
It's Desiree is the one that you are looking for.
Desiree. Okay.
But this would lead us to our very first ongoing challenge. This is a challenge to gather information, and I will take barter, bewitch, convince, or intimidate. Unfortunately for Rostov and Leon, the two of you, for every duel you make, is target number 12. For the others, it's target number 10. For Patience and Dinky, target number 10.
Sorry, what is this for?
So this is an ongoing challenge. Basically, you need to flip more successes. You need to have more successful checks than you do failures. And as you get successful checks, you will learn information up until the point where you either cap out on successes or cap out on failures.
Okay. And just so I understand, why is my check higher than others?
Sexism.
Sexism. Yep.
Gotcha.
Because the performers here don't necessarily trust men.
Valid.
And
Understandable.
lead with the pupper.
I have cute robot dog.
The puppy has a target number of 1. Everybody loves a puppy. So yeah, you are free to start asking around. Who wants to kick us off and make the first flip?
I guess I will.
And it is barter, bewitch, convince, or intimidate.
It would be Bewitch.
All right. What is your AV?
3.
3. You're a target number 12, so you need a 9 or higher. That is a 6 of rams. That is a failure. If anyone does choose to use barter, it will cost you half of a script to do so. But that is 1 failure. In the end, we need 6 successes before you hit 3 failures.
And
The women folk go next.
I'm not good at this. I don't talk to people. I steal things.
Can I help?
Unfortunately not.
So this is gonna be a straight go. What do I not have a negative to?
Otter Poet is in chat and is actually the author of this module.
Woo! I will attempt to convince. Oh dear God. It's gonna be a straight roll because I have no AV to add to this.
Just trying to talk your way in, trying to make them feel comfortable, sure.
Normally I would sneak. This is so I think it's one of those things of like, did I see you before? Didn't you steal something? No, wasn't me. And then I put on like the fake mustache type situation. But
That is a
let's see.
3 of masks. That is a failure.
Tracks. The fake mustache didn't work, guys.
The fake mustache gave you the negative.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I am super scrutiny.
Sure.
And I know that that's more for like sizing a person up
Mhm.
and seeing if they're being honest or deceitful. But because Patience has scooted to look towards the stage and see where people are breaking down, is it possible for her to take a second, knowing that she is not the most charismatic, to see if there is somebody who could potentially be more willing to talk to her? Like, is somebody looking at us dying of curiosity?
Really? They're all pretty equally amicable about talking with you, which is to say, very little.
Is there anybody that I could see that looks a bit more skittish than the others?
Not really. Everyone here is a pretty tight-knit family, so... I mean, if one person seems to be distrusting, everyone else kind of is following along, so... If you can get in with one of them, any of them, then you're likely to start to get more information out of them.
I'm gonna make sure my rifle's on my back. And if there's a young woman who is struggling lifting something, I will help her and try to strike up conversation.
How's convince sound for you?
That works for me, maybe, possibly. We'll find out.
What's your AV?
I got a hot 1.
A 1, so you need a 9.
I sure do.
That is a 6 of tomes. Would you like to cheat it? Do you have a 9 in your hand?
I do have a 9 in my hand.
Well, if you don't cheat it, then this is your third failure, and you have failed the challenge.
When I play the 9, because I have a 9 and a jack in my hand.
So you could play either.
I could play either. You know, I think I might need this 9, so I'm gonna play the jack.
So discard
do I
your
just put that
11.
under my twist deck? Or do
put
I
it in your
fully
discard
discard
pile?
it?
Yeah. But that is a success. Start
buddy.
striking up a conversation. Rostov.
Okay.
Yeah. How would you like to contribute to this?
I mean, none of this is, well, okay, now I have an idea. Yeah, Rostov would kind of be towards the back of the group, probably just like hanging out in the doorway. Like he looks really uncomfortable just being in the woman's dressing room.
Fair.
Doesn't really want to go in and start causing trouble. But we are on a job, and if I've been paying attention while looking through this, we're not doing a great job at it. So I think actually if there is a performer there who is going through makeup or like trying on accessories or something, I think Rostov will not necessarily approach, but take a couple steps inwards and sort of lean closer, as awkwardly and minimally approaching into this room as possible. I think a nice rouge would go well with that. Maybe a bit of an emerald highlight. I do a lot of I do a lot of tinkering stuff, but a lot of the higher end clients, they like the fancy colors and whatnot. So I know a person who might be able to get you various nice shades.
Going for that endearing angle.
Yes.
Sure. How's a convince duel sound?
Could I actually? You said it would take half a script.
Mm-hmm.
What if I actually give this person like a contact? Like go to this person, tell them Rostov sent you.
Okay.
For a barter.
I would drop it back down to a 10 instead of a 12.
Okay.
What's your AV?
My AV then is a 3.
A 3. So you need a 7 or higher, and that is a 13 of masks. A clear success. What was your AV? 3?
Yes.
So that makes it a 16. It was target number 10. That's actually 2 successes. As you beat it by an extra degree of success.
You go see Eloisa. You tell her Rostov sent you. She knows colors very well, far better than I do. She is a master beautician and painter. She all kinds of stuff. She even has, I believe, she grinds up little gemstones, and some of them, if you can afford that, for the fancy magical look.
You'd probably get pulled in and have like a 5-minute conversation.
Oh.
Well, at the end of the first round of our ongoing challenge, you all would have picked up a few details. One of the performers mentioned seeing Melita returning from dinner the day before, hours after she was supposedly kidnapped. One of the other performers admits that they do occasionally sneak in visitors through the boiler room's back doors, which would allow someone to get into the apartment without the owner of the building seeing. One of the performers claims that she saw Melita get kidnapped and describes an odd foreign man with very exaggerated features climbing the wall, sneaking into her window, and kidnapping her. And finally, one of the performers who lives in the apartment beneath Melita remembers hearing a loud thud coming from the room a little after about 10 in the morning the day before. After a few moments, she stepped in the hallway to investigate, but only saw a very well-dressed man on the stairs who mumbled something and just waved her off. She could also hear Desiree loudly arguing with Miss Sauer, the owner of the apartment building. Second round, we're at 3 successes to 2 failures. You need 3 more successes before we get a single failure. So who wants to kick us off?
1 second. The loud thud was at like 10 in the morning, you said?
Yep. And she stepped out and saw a well-dressed man coming down the stairs and heard Desiree arguing loudly with Miss Sauer, the owner of the apartment building.
Are we still doing the bewitch, convince?
We are. You need 3
So
more
it's
successes.
only those.
Yep. Barter, bewitch, convince, or intimidate.
Okay, because I was going to ask if people are like distracting others, I could go through their stuff, but I don't think that is going to work in this scenario.
You'd mostly just find their personal belongings and not so much get many details about what they know.
I was gonna see if I could scrutiny to like, if the person is saying that they heard Desiree arguing with Miss Sauer in the morning, I was gonna try to find out if either she is telling the truth or the woman who claims that Melita got kidnapped saw him climb up the outside of the building. It's also weird that these other girls apparently live there, but Colette thought only Desiree did.
Lives close enough. I believe your question was who does they live next to her.
Oh, okay.
If that was not your question, then I apologize. I misheard. Yes, there are
That's
many of
okay.
them that live there.
Okay. I may have phrased it wrong. Patience doesn't brain so good sometimes. Because patients don't brain so good, just like Joanne don't brain so good. I was gonna try to get more info about the argument that Desiree and Miss Sauer were having.
She really doesn't know.
Crap.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can find more convincing stuff.
Alright, going for convince. What's your AV?
1.
1, so you need a 9 or higher. That is a red joker.
Oh,
Wait, red jokers are
That's
good.
good.
That's a
good.
13, which is an absolute success. That brings us to 4 successes, 2 failures. One of the performers you talked to would reluctantly admit that she saw several men in very nice suits lurking around the apartment a little before 10 o'clock on the day before.
Yamaram.
They were talking with a woman, but they couldn't see who it was. Oh, sorry, AM. 10 in the morning. All right, who's next?
I feel like I should go last because I have no bonuses and we will probably fail.
I mean, you may do very well. I got one bonus.
Unfortunately, I'm a man in this universe.
Yeah. That target number 12 was rough.
Doesn't matter that I'm an obviously queer man, but can't play straight.
You know what? For Leon and Rostov, I would drop the two of you back to target number 10 because you have proven that you are not really the initial threat that they would see as most men come back to their changing rooms. So you're both back down to a base 10.
I'll take it.
You wanna go for the next one?
You witch. Yeah.
Witch. What's your AV?
3.
3, so you need a 7 or higher. That is a 1.
No. It's gonna be an 11.
An 11. Love it. 5 successes to 2 failures. The stage worker that stays in the room next to Melita's was out during most of the morning of the day before. But when she came back, she saw a cart parked in the alleyway with a bunch of well-dressed men in suits all coming up from the coal room. And they threw a steamer trunk in the back of the cart and rode off. And we need one more success. I think it's Rostov or Dinky.
How are you on the socials, Rostov?
Not. I did the one thing I could really think of. I don't really want to go the intimidate route. I don't have any bonuses otherwise.
You could do barter again.
Keep going.
I how about a Dinky will give you a script because I have a bunch I did not spend of like slide one over.
Works for me. Rostov, you want to make a barter duel?
Yeah, I suppose I can. if Dinky is pressuring him to do this.
What is your AV?
For barter, it's gonna be 3 again.
Oh, 3's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you need a 7 or higher. That is a 10 of rams. That is a success. As you're talking to all these girls, you're picking up that many of them are mentioning or hinting at, or just their body language is telling you that they are afraid of Desiree. As you are learning that several women who have gotten on her bad side suddenly quit without notice, never to be seen again. And they're not convinced that foul play wasn't involved. And of course, Desiree always has had an alibi, but is suspicious enough that all the girls tend to give her a wide berth.
We'd be able to determine if these women that have departed are still in Malifaux.
That would be its own investigation.
Did I ever find Desiree while I was looking for her?
Nope, she is not here. But you know where her apartment is.
Sure do. I'm gonna circle back towards the room with them because I was down by the auditorium, I believe,
Sure.
helping them break down. And I'm just gonna post up at the end of the hallway and give whoever catches my eye from my group a nod. And just wait.
Okay.
Rostov will immediately take that as an available excuse to leave the room.
You have
look
to
at you.
excuse yourself to the. Oh no! Wait! But well, I'm thinking of this color next. Do you? And like 8 other colors are brought out to see what you think would go with it.
Oh, you really should talk to Eloise. I know people, but my eye is just not in it. You look lovely. I promise. I will see you on your next show, but I should probably go talk to. You
A
look great.
tug on your jacket is, or your shirt as your dog companion is just pulling you backwards.
Yes, good rivet.
Anything else before we reconvene as a group?
Is there any like quick communication hoop? Like just like not phones, I imagine, but is there
Not
to
really.
communicate?
Short of magic.
In that case, Leon would give Felicia his address. Darling, it seems that girls around here go missing with frequency. As the latest replacement, if anything happens to you, go here, find me, or try and see if you can track down any of these miscreants.
Will
Okay?
do. I appreciate it.
No one wants you to get hurt. After all, no one wants to see a star fall.
Thank you. And she'll go off to finish her closing duties. So, you all are basically up to you from here where you want to go, what you want to investigate.
I'll give them a quick rundown. I think we ought to go check out the Leah apartments. I don't know if we want to kind of. Dinky, you're real good at sneaking. Apparently, there's a way to sneak visitors in through the boiler room. And I do know that one of the performers saw men around 10 o'clock in the morning in nice suits talking to a woman, but they couldn't see who it was. So I don't know if it was Desiree or Ms. Sauer. And I think one of y'all said that somebody saw a man climbing up the side of the building and into her window.
One of
But
them
I
also
think-
claimed to see her after she was supposedly kidnapped.
Yeah.
Was that like just within the apartment building, or
No,
You
around
said
the
dinner.
around the star. They
okay?
said that they saw her.
Did they list where?
No, it was just in passing.
Oh, in my notes I had it written that she was kidnapped after that, but if it was after kidnapped time.
Yeah, one of them specifically mentioned that she saw Melita after everyone else is saying that she was kidnapped.
Okay. And the vibe we got from her is she believes that she saw it, right?
Yeah, she doesn't have proof or anything. It was
no.
just like a
Like-
passing, like, oh yeah, I saw Melita. It was like, almost around noontime, I guess. Just kind of an offhand comment.
How sophisticated are illusions in this setting? Could it have just some wiggly finger guy made a minor
Entirely
illusion and had her
possible.
walk down the hallway?
Entirely possible.
It's also possible somebody could have dressed like her and run around real quick. Somebody said there was a loud thud around 10 in the morning with a well-dressed man on the stairs. And then somebody else, one of you said that your person who was the next door neighbor was out most of the day, but when she came back, she saw well-dressed men coming out of the coal room and threw a steamer trunk in the back of a cart.
Yes, those things are heavy, especially if you put body inside.
Well, I don't know if she's dead so much as maybe just,
I did not say dead body.
yeah.
In Malifaux, you do kind of have to be specific whether or not the body is dead or alive. Or in between.
It is possible, though, that this is all connected. I kind of want to see. I don't want to split up everybody, but I think Dinky's got the best shot of looking at the boiler room or the coal room and sneaking in without one of us larger folk.
I think I would like to take a look at the exterior of the apartment, see if I can see any signs of this strange wall-crawling individual or any tampering with window.
I kind of want to talk to Ms. Sauer before we get a hold of Desiree, just because I want to see what she remembers about the argument.
Sure.
I would suggest that maybe we head to the apartment first before deciding on a course of action, considering who knows what we might find.
Well, I mean, we're going to be on the outside of the building at some point, so I guess we'll get out there, and once we get outside the building, we can make our decisions.
All right. Well, luckily, it's located about a block from the Star Theater itself. The Thalia Apartments, a 4-story brick tenement with 2 soot-covered statues flanking the front door. Any of you have any ranks in art?
I have one rank in art.
Would you like to make an art duel?
I definitely can try.
What's your AV?
1.
1. So you need a 9 or higher. That is a
Yes.
7. That is a failure.
I know some art. I'm not good at all art.
Yeah. The statues are
surprised-
kind of cool.
I surprisingly have 2 art.
Oh. So you need an 8 or higher, but there's Mary's 1.
Hey, we're at least whittling down the low numbers.
That's right. Those are cool statues.
Yeah. The front door to the tenement is locked, but if any of you are on the sneakier side, you are welcome to try to pick the lock. Of course, there is the, natural human way to enter a building, which is to knock.
Patience is gonna knock.
Dinky
Patience is a
behind
great-
with her lock picks and then
Save
shoves
it.
it in her pockets.
Save it. We can get into Melita's apartment.
Dinky, if you want, you could go around to the boiler room and just kind of sneak into the building while the rest of them are out front.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna stealth.
Yeah. What is your stealth AV?
My stealth AV is 3.
3. Target number 8, so you need a 5 or higher. That is a 13 of tomes.
She's gone.
You are so sneaky.
The hood goes up, and then she just Naruto runs to the boiler room. Very
It's gonna
sneaky.
be more like, you remember the old animated Inspector Gadget cartoon where the ninjas would just turn sideways and disappear, and that's how they'd like ninja vanish. Dinky turned sideways. There's no more Dinky.
Well, after knocking on the door, waiting for a few moments, the landlady, Miss Francine Sauer, an older woman of sharp temperament and of questionable girth, opens the door, a crack, staring out at you. Can I help you?
Howdy, ma'am. My name's Patience. I've been hired by Ms. Colette due to one of her girls going missing, being taken.
Do you have
And
any
I
idea
was-
what time it is?
It is.
I'm.
I
Go ahead.
was gonna say it is too late, and I am so terribly sorry for that. But I heard a little rumor that one of the girls that we're trying to get more information about got into a little bit of a spat with you yesterday, and I was hoping you can give us some information about it. Desiree?
It wasn't no spat or anything. Desiree was just convinced that she was getting overcharged in rent, and I just pulled out the receipts and showed that no, all the payments have been fair and equal for everyone here, and had to shut her up pretty quick, and she apologized and went about her business.
I am so sorry to hear that, Madame Sour. I am sure you are an utmost businesswoman, and we really do regret having to come out this late. Of course, just like you care about your tenants, we care about our friend, and if you would just let us inside to talk, I would be more than happy to provide drinks, and maybe just we'll be on our way.
As long as you don't break anything, you don't make too much of a fuss, fine.
Quiet as church mice, I promise.
And she'll open the door, and she's obviously dressed in, a nightgown and shawl thrown over top, and lets you all in before shutting the door and locking it back up. Upstairs. First apartment on the right.
Thank you so much, Miss Sour. I promise when on our way back down, I would love to have a chat with you. I have a nice vintage in my bag.
Yay, yeah. And we'll go into her own apartment and shut the door. So yeah, we'll jump over to Dinky. If anyone were to be watching this apartment building or watching the others enter, probably don't know where you are. What would you like to do?
Awesome. I want to break into this place through the boiler room.
It's not locked. You could just sneak on in.
Yeah, so Dinky will do so. She's probably quietly searching through things. When entering through the boiler room, is there anything that looks out of place, or I guess does it look like there was any kind of scuff marks or things that you normally wouldn't find in a boiler room? I'm sure she's probably slept here one of these nights. Everywhere is her home, so I guess, can she kind of look around to see if there's anything out of place?
I mean, you would see amongst kind of the spots in the boiler room where it's more of a gravel floor than carpeted or anything. You would see the drag marks of oh my god, I forgot the name of it. The trunk, drag marks of that leading out that you just came in.
Okay. Then I will make my way to. Did we get the room numbers?
You did, yeah.
Great. And you guys wanted me to go see. It was gosh, I'm so terrible with names.
Melita is the one that's missing.
Melita.
Desiree is the one that everybody's afraid of.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak into. I guess, which room were you guys trying to go? Because I can go to the other room. If you want.
They're going to Melita's.
Should be empty.
Okay, I will go to Desiree's.
Okay.
We don't know if Desiree's in the room, though.
But find out.
We'll find out.
Lock picking or knocking?
Can I put my ear to the door and listen to see if I hear movement?
Yeah, you would hear movement.
All right, I'm going to wait and kind of try and eavesdrop through the door to see if there's any talking or.
Sure. You'd hear some singing, some practicing of lines. About it.
All right. Not the best at social situations. So sending me where an alive person is probably not the best.
Break in. Hope she's in the bath.
I guess I will try and wait till it sounds like there's silence or she's moved away from the room. Like is it like a studio apartment?
Studio
is it
apartment,
like
yeah.
are there? Right. Okay, this is even harder. Okay. And what time of night is it?
Well, you're now about an hour after the last showing, so it's getting pretty late.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait until I hear no sounds.
Fair enough.
And then I'll try and lockpick the room and sneak in.
All right. Well, we'll jump to the others as you are waiting. The three of you would get to Melita's room. Door's not locked. The room itself appears relatively untouched. The only real sign of violence is an overturned vanity and a chair by the street-facing window. The window's curtain is missing, and there's a large pile of folded clothes that are heaped onto the bed in a disorganized mess. A few photographs of Melita and her mother would confirm that you are indeed in the right place.
Do I smell cheap perfume?
Oh no. No, Melita only wears the good stuff. In here, we have an ongoing challenge. But this uses homesteading, notice, or track.
Ah, my time has come.
So, Patience, you want to kick us off?
All right. I'm gonna start with notice.
Notice. Okay. Target number 10.
Yep. I got a 4.
4, so you need a 6 or higher. That is an 11 of Rams. That is a success.
Heck yeah.
Immediately you're noticing that the door shows no signs of forced entry. Who's up?
Sure, I'll take it.
Sure.
Free notice.
Target number 10, so you get a 7 or higher. That is a 12 of crows. A second
Wait,
success.
did you say crows or tomes?
Crows.
Okay, never mind then.
Under the windowsill, facing the alleyway, there are some odd scuff marks on the floor, as if something heavy were dragged across the room. Likely our steamer trunk. There are no stairs or ladders that would allow easy access to the alleyway below, so they must have gone back out into the hall.
Would those tracks like the dragging scuff marks, are those like towards the door you said, or
Yep,
towards the
towards
window?
the door.
Okay.
And Rostov.
Okay. Well, I don't have any of those options.
Pick the most interesting.
You just to clarify what you last said, there were scuff marks down 4 stories at the alleyway.
No, in
No.
the apartment underneath the window.
In the apartment.
Yeah.
Under the window
Leading
sill
towards the
that
door.
led towards the door.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is how this game works. Could I make an argument for engineering to examine the window, anything outside, see if it would be possible for there to be like a winch system set up, or see if I could find evidence of this guy gripping or digging into the brick or whatnot on his way up. Anything that would have allowed somebody to get up here from the exterior, possibly with a steamer trunk.
I actually will go with some engineering, but probably not for the reason that you were thinking. What is your AV?
This is what I'm good at. That is an AV of 5.
I've seen a 5 or higher. That is a black joker. That is a 0.
Ooh.
Cool.
We got it now, though.
Uncheatable.
We got it now.
Cool.
Your head doesn't explode. Thank God.
That is one failure, but I will tell you that there is no signs that there's any kind of pulley system or anything like that. It does not seem possible that someone could simply climb up the wall to this window. And that particular
Magic
piece of evidence may just be a little bit of embellishing for the sake of wanting attention. Yeah. That then brings us to the top of the second round. Who wants to kick us off?
All right. So looking at the scene,
Mhm.
there's the overturned vanity, a large pile of folded clothes,
Mhm.
the missing steamer trunk with the drag marks,
Mhm.
and the missing curtain.
Mhm.
So it looks possible that whoever came through the window probably got on the vanity, overturned it, got Melita, wrapped her in the curtain, grabbed the steamer trunk, drug it over, chucked the clothes out, put her in it. Voila. So I would like to take a look at the vanity or in the vanity, and I am looking specifically for letters, a diary, something that, because she has pictures of her mama, it's possible she's written to her about some of her woes.
Makes sense.
And maybe possibly there's a "oh my god, this bitch Desiree and her men" letter in there, or "this person seems real creepy."
Fair enough. Going to go with notice.
Yes.
What's your AV?
4.
Or so you get a 6 or higher. That is a 12 of masks. Absolutely a success. You would absolutely find a diary. It unfortunately looks like ink has been spilled on it, as you would find it underneath the overturned vanity. And I'm just going to read this for you. It's been a whirlwind of a month here in Malifaux City. Despite the chaos and the ebb and flow, I find myself genuinely pleased with my life here. The Star Theater has become my second home. Thought that my trials here might overcome me, but they seem to only strengthen my resolve and my love of this new adventure. I try to approach everyone I meet with kindness and patience, but it's not always easy. I believe that attempting to maintain a positive outlook is crucial. We all share camaraderie at the Star. Even in the face of competition, we still are there for one goal. It is a unique bond that forms when we perform together, a silent understanding that we're all part of something larger than ourselves. Yesterday was particularly interesting. Desiree Collier, one of the other showgirls, approached me, said that she wanted to meet the following morning to discuss her act together. I've always admired her dedication and talent, even if we have had our differences in the past. I'm very eager to see what she has in mind, and hopefully we can create something spectacular together. As I am writing this, I hear some commotion going on out my door. At this hour, that's very unusual. I'll write more, and then the rest is covered by ink.
Okay. I'm gonna show the others that. Is there any I'm gonna say, is there any indication in like some of the back entries if there was like, oh my god, Desiree and I didn't understand each other, but it looks almost like when she's writing in her diary. It's less, I don't want to say honest, but more like somebody might read this after I have written it.
A lot of her entries seem that way, as if she were writing to herself that she would come back and read at another time. Or possibly send back to her family so that they could read. But all of her entries seem that way.
Yeah, it reads more like I'm writing this because I'm trying to make like I meet everyone with kindness, but it's not always easy. This is my second home, my new adventure. It's very positive. Whereas
that, in general, just seems how she writes.
Right. It's not going to be, though, where she, like, sits down and does a post-mortem on an argument she had.
She definitely does tend to try to be more of a positive person.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to hand that off to Leon.
Leon, you did ask if there was the scent of that cologne here. What is your notice, AV?
3.
3. I will give you target number 8 because you know what this smells like. You would need a 5 or higher. And that is a 13 of Rams. You didn't even need it.
Cheap scent lingers.
Underneath the bed, there is a very stylish handkerchief with the initials BF, Bravo Foxtrot, embroidered along the bottom, and it definitely smells like that same cologne.
Is that typical in Malifaux? Like, would gentlemen usually coat their handkerchiefs, like, keep smell lingering, or is that a little...
Well, I mean, if he were to, dab at sweat or something, wipe his face, it would likely smell like the cologne.
Okay, it's not like it's so strong that it would not
No, it's very faint.
Okay.
I was going to ask, is this Axe body spray actually chloroform that we're all just, like, huffing, like...
Turns out this is all a dream, and you all passed out in the Star Theater.
All a dream. Leon takes a big whiff. I think I found the...
God knows I need sleep.
Yeah. BF, boyfriend.
Well, as the three of you finish up your investigation in the room, having successfully passed the ongoing challenge, Dinky, there'd be a point where you no longer hear movement. She likely went to bed.
All right, I'm gonna try and lockpick.
Sure.
Sneak in.
What is your AV?
My AV for lockpicking. It's a 1.
Uh-oh.
So you have 1 rank and nothing in your associated skill.
No, I have 0 in Grace, and I have 1 rank in lockpicking.
So we need a 9 or higher.
I had a rough time with my stats, but we did what we got to do.
That is an 11 of tomes.
Heck yeah.
Dinky trips and somehow manages to perfectly pick the lock. Look at that.
Yeah. You're quietly opening the door. Lying in her bed, you would see Desiree, a short, thin woman with very long, wavy blonde hair that cascades down over her pillow and her shoulders, fast asleep. Almost a doll-like appearance.
I'm going to, leave it slightly open, the door, so it doesn't, smack shut or anything, kind of put something to block the door. And then I'm gonna start rifling through the things to see if I can find any clues.
Sure. What is your notice, AV?
My notice AV is a 2.
2. 8 or higher, that is a 12 of rams.
Or wait, I did math very badly. I have a 1 in cunning, and I have 2 ranks in notice, so that would be a 3.
So plenty with your 12.
Nice.
There's not a ton here that you wouldn't expect. Makeup, perfumes, outfits, general stuff to just live by. But going into the waste basket, you would find a note that has been, partially ripped up and just crumpled up and tossed away. A reminder almost. Distraction. 10 a.m. sharp.
I'm gonna pocket that. I'm gonna steal some shinies while I'm in here.
Like 2 script worth of just like fake jewelry.
I'm also going to move everything like an inch to the left.
I am gonna have to give you a stealth duel for this.
All right.
Target number 10. What's your stealth,
All right.
AV?
3.
3. You just 7 or higher. That is a 5 of masks.
I that is the highest card I have in my hand. So,
Start like moving one of the desks, and then you hear, "What are you doing in here?"
I'm gonna run.
Scare her.
And help!
Jesus.
And anyone, please! You all hear cries from down the hall from downstairs as Dinky may not have had a successful infiltration mission.
Patience is going to go into the hallway. And do I see Desiree coming behind Dinky? Because Dinky can book.
I mean, Dinky, if you head for the boiler room, by the time any of you get out into the stairs, you would probably only see Desiree.
Yeah, I'm going straight for the exit that I know of.
Yeah. Then you would all come out to only see Desiree in a nightgown, just standing there at the door, very confused and scared as to what just happened.
Miss, are you all right?
No, I'm not. Someone just broke into my room and was going through my things. I feel so violated.
Is this apartment haunted by any chance? I mean,
Don't be
I didn't hear
ridiculous.
who's being ridiculous? Ghosts?
Who are you? Don't live here.
And you do?
Yes. This is my apartment.
We're new.
No, you're not. You're not part of the Star Theater. I would have seen you before. There were no available rooms other than poor Melita's.
I mean, Miss Colette did hire me this evening. Just because you aren't important enough to know that doesn't mean that that's not true. But, young lady, I'm sure your overactive imagination must be stirring up tonight. There's nothing happening.
Leon, though, don't forget, there were those group of ruffians that took Ms. Melita. What if one of them was coming after... I'm sorry, ma'am, who are you?
None of your business.
Oh, see, though, it does become my business because Ms. Colette did hire us to find Melita, and you are one of her closest neighbors.
Melita probably couldn't handle the stress of being in the spotlight, and like so many others, just took off.
And I think you're having stress steams, my dear.
You don't know anything about me.
No, we don't. Just that you're interrupting us this evening.
I'm into...
Well,
Someone broke into my apartment.
What did they look like?
I didn't see them. It was dark.
Again, I think maybe you're having just too much stress. The stage might not be quite your thing, it seems.
She is
Ma'am-
going to start stepping back into her apartment to
Ma'am,
shut
would
the
it
door
make
on
you
you.
feel better? Would it make you feel better if I took a look through to make sure that nobody broke in
You
through
are
a
not
window?
stepping 1 foot into my apartment.
That's fine. And what's your name again?
None of your business still.
Well, then I'll just tell Ms. Colette that one of her girls was less than helpful. I mean,
How do you feel about an
surely.
intimidation duel?
Hey, you know what? Fuck it. We'll swing for the fences.
What's your AV?
-1.
So, target number 9, you need a 10 or higher.
Yeah,
That is an 8 of rams.
mother bitch.
You have a 10 to cheat with?
Not because I used my... Wait, do I draw again after I use one of
Nope.
my twist cards?
Only if you meet
After
your
you
on the
pass.
pursuit.
Nope. I do have... What do I want? No, but I will say, looking at her now...
Mhm.
Anybody got a bounty on her?
No.
Damn it.
But I would actually give any of you a scrutiny duel if you would like to make one.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
I got scrutiny out the ass.
Anyone
Got
else?
5.
No? All right. Target number 9, so you need a 4 or higher. That is an 11 of masks. She is clearly not as distraught as she pretends to be about Melita. And there's a little bit of a pause before she answers anything, as if she were ensuring that what she's saying is, not going to give anything away. As if she were
All right.
trying to keep her story straight. But she will step back into her room, and less stopped, will go to slam the door shut.
Right before she slams the door, I will take a moment. I may not be intimidating, but I do have enough to be a bitch. And I will look at Leon and be like, I think this is why Felicia's the understudy. This behavior right here.
Please, that young lady is what, a strike crew or something? Do watch out for ghosts, miss. I'd hate for something to happen to you this evening.
Assuming that she's not stopped, the door is
Mhm.
slammed on you all.
Well, I'm going to hazard a guess that not only was that our diva that we've been told about, but Dinky's probably outside.
Possibly.
Or it was Ghost.
I was gonna try to have Dinky scoot into the other apartment.
Which other apartment?
The one we just came from, my love.
Oh,
She
okay.
could have hid in there while we closed the door and then had that conversation.
It's safe to say that you, the players, would know that there's nothing else to be gained in that apartment.
Melita's?
Yep.
No, it was literally just going to be like, quick, into the closet, slam the door. Oh no, who's after you? Like that type of...
No,
That was going to be Patient's gigantic plan of, if necessary, pick up Dinky, huck at Rostov, close apartment door. How can I help you, madam?
Dinky's probably outside, has already, had dinner, is, sipping a coffee, waiting for you all. Took a nap.
I will scoot down after Like, I'll just leave.
Sure.
And I am going to make a mental note to, like, maybe say some rumors about Desiree as we're leaving. I mean, through the adventure,
Sure.
Patience is a bit of a bitch. She might be like, did you hear Desiree has the clap?
Fair enough.
Leon would actually, on the way out, stop by the landlady's apartment.
Okay.
I'm going to go check alleyway with Dinky.
Sure.
Good
I'm just
idea.
going to be by the front door in case something comes for Leon. I'm like equidistant between Dinky, Rostov, and Leon. I'm just going to be by the door. Wait.
Knocking on the apartment door to the owner of the tenement. Again, it would be a fairly decent
So
wait
mad.
before the doors opened, rubbing the sleep out of her eyes. What?
I was just letting you know that we are departing, so there shouldn't be any more strange people in your building this
Good.
evening.
Happy
So
to hear
I
it.
do have a question, if you don't mind, Madam Sour. A very disturbed young lady was making a little bit of a ruckus up there, a little farther down than Miss Melita's. Has there been any arguments amongst your residents lately?
Not that I've heard. But they all are the dramatic types, so you never know with
They
them.
are. I just wasn't sure if she was causing any more racket amongst your very, very, very quiet tenants.
Leon, as you are standing there,
Mhm.
you would see Desiree's door open just a crack, and you would see Desiree peek out. And then lean back in and quietly try to shut the door.
Getting an answer?
What was that?
Am I getting an answer from Miss Sour or?
Asking if there was anything else unusual?
Yes, especially that may have been stirred up by Desiree recently.
The only thing would be the argument that Desiree came down yelling about being overcharged in rent.
Oh, Desiree along with Melita had that argument?
It was just
No,
Desiree.
Melita never did. It was just Desiree.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was about 10
And then
a.m.
and then we found, Dinky found a note that was like, remember, do a distraction at 10 a.m.
Yes, she seems to be causing you quite a lot of trouble, on top of saying you've gouging her for rent.
Not typically. Usually everyone here is pretty polite and quiet.
That's good. Even including Miss Melita. I'm so distraught to hear that she's...
Melita was never anything but a sweetheart.
I'm glad to hear that.
Well, if there's
Miss
nothing
Sour,
else, I would like to get back to bed.
Of course, and if you do hear anything at all, I'm sure Miss Colette would be overjoyed if there was any hints.
I'll be sure to keep my ears open.
I hope you have a good evening, and I do hope that young lady does not stay here long. She seems to be causing problems, evening included.
And she will shut the door and go back to bed.
Yes, like gatekeep girl boss.
Anything else you'd like to do inside the tenement?
I don't think so. At least not at night, so.
I think those of you that are outside would even see Desiree just like peek out the window just a few times. Clearly waiting for you to leave.
Ooh. If she's clearly waiting for me to leave, a part of me really kind of wants to stealth into the coal room and just wait a bit.
Fair enough. Leon and
So what's
Rasta.
this alleyway?
Oh, go ahead.
What's this alleyway like? Paint me a picture. Dirt, mud, cobblestone.
Cobblestone. Yeah, it's
Okay.
one of the less distraught areas of Malifaux City, but yeah, cobblestone, brick buildings.
Obviously wide enough for a cart.
Clearly, yeah.
Now, when we say cart, again, because I don't know much about this setting, are we talking like horse-drawn carriage?
Yep.
Or are we talking? Okay, so not like an automobile or anything.
No, a horse-drawn cart.
Okay. Do I see? This is probably notice, which I'm very bad at. I realize now that I don't have a lot of actionable skills. I have a lot of theoretical skills, not a lot of actionable
There's
skills.
a lot of times where I have seen just the craziest, most off-the-wall proficiencies be life or death.
Yeah. So what I kind of want to go with here, and this is probably a stretch. I want to do the Sherlock Holmes Mind Palace, and I want to start putting together all the mathematics of this.
Sure.
How many guys would it take for this steamer trunk? Do I see the drag marks down here? Do I see the hoof prints? Can I see indentations in, you know, the mortar between the cobblestone or the dirt or whatnot? Can I just go full Mind Palace and just try to recreate what was going on here?
I would give you engineering for that.
Okay. Cool.
What's your AV?
Yeah, AV 5.
5. So you get a 5 or higher flipped. That is a 2. Would you like to cheat it?
I'll go ahead and throw my 9 at this.
Okay. Yeah, like kind of step by step, especially since so many clues have kind of been thrown out for you. You would see, you know, the drag marks. You would see the scuff where, you know, the wagon came to a stop and where it started up again. The marks in the mortar. Absolutely. Is there anything specifically that you're looking for?
Is this something that I could track, or do I find any sort of artifact left behind?
It would be difficult to track through the streets based on scuff, but I think I would give you that if you saw the wagon that made these marks, that you'd know it.
How?
I mean, Mind Palace of like, oh, this tire has this indent at this angle, which matches this one, so I know it was at this spot. And
I use a lot of wheels. I have a wheel guy,
Exactly,
and I know
yeah.
this wheel.
like knowing the exact width of the wheels compared to the width of the wagon you're looking at, like the weight that was in it, you know.
Gotcha. All right.
Size of the horseshoes.
Yeah.
All right. So I suppose I can confirm, well, what I guess we already know. Cannot trace it, but if we see it, it's high probability.
Yeah. But I think 2 of you are hiding at the moment. 2 of you are out in the street. You have something, Dinky?
Yeah, I think I probably, as soon as I saw people coming out of the apartment building, I probably would have gone up to Rostov, and I've got like some like fake jewelry, like some like costume jewelry on one ear, and there's some nice frilly white gloves that she has on now. And then she's just gonna wave a piece of paper. So I found this. I don't know what else you guys wanted me to do. I moved everything to make it a little bit harder for her life. But yeah, she's in on it.
Obviously. Dinky, you know enough about finery. Whoever has been using this handkerchief is definitely not of a high class. Are you aware of anyone's initials that BF?
Does that sound familiar in the crime world, or?
I would say that because of your connections with your family and your history, that BF, the those initials at least would immediately make you think of one Bertram Fletcher, leader of a group called the Gentlemen.
Not them. Stupid. Bertrand Fletcher, the gentleman, he's kind of a piece of shit.
Oh,
They
so it's
just
a
don't-
bunch of thieves pretending that they're high class, of course.
Mhm.
Well, we might have a clue on who took her then, or at least who got her out of the building. You have any idea where they're located, Dinky? Get us in touch with them at least.
Could I actually draw on my my barter experience to know if this Bertram Flesher does business dealings around town? Has any
That-
sort of warehouses?
Fantastic,
or
absolutely,
stores?
yeah.
So that's an AV of 3 with barter.
Target number 9, so you'd need a 6 or higher. That is a 3 of tomes.
Should have saved that 9. Would have been more useful. How do you? Is the only way to get cards through our pursuit,
Yes, you're on the pursuit.
which only happens during combat?
A lot of them specify during dramatic time, but if it doesn't, then
Dramatic time.
anytime.
But
You also get to get cards when the GM has to reshuffle,
Which I am
and at
getting
the
close.
end of a dramatic time.
okay, all right. Use them if you got them. I'll throw a jack at it.
Beautiful.
It seems more important than confirming what we already know.
Yeah. There's a place called the Cracked Limpet. Over on the riverfront in southern downtown. Typically serves as almost like a living quarters / hideout. It's also a bar and club.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher. I do believe I have heard of this individual. It has a bar down near the downtown riverfront. Occasionally orders various stools and carts and whatnot.
Well, it sounds like when Patience returned, it might be time for us to go dancing.
Patient's currently crouched in the boiler room.
She's more of just like standing in the shadows, Batman-esque, waiting to see if Dingus comes down and is like, "Oh my god, you don't understand."
I mean, you would see her poke her head out of her apartment probably 2 more times and continue to look out the window, clearly waiting for you all to leave.
She can see me where I am?
Oh no, but she pokes her head out in the hallway to look.
Okay. Yeah, I'll scoot out.
Okay.
Pull my hat down.
Place needs better security.
I really considered being Captain Cockblock for all the girls and telling Ms. Sour about this door.
Still good.
I have a question.
yeah.
Can I reverse lock pick this? As
Like-
in, like,
Break a lock?
no. If there is a lock on the door and it's just not locked, lock it as I leave.
I don't personally. Andrew doesn't know if that's how locks work.
It's still unlock it, I imagine.
I mean,
This
they
also
could
feels like a
unlock
fire
it.
hazard. Lock and exit.
You could leave it partially ajar and put a bucket with bolts on top of it.
Google says yes, you can relock a lock with lockpicks.
Uh,
Thanks, Google.
you.
Question, was it Google or Google AI? That thing gives really weird information.
It was Google. There's an article on
Yay.
how to do it.
Yeah. Lockpicks essentially act as a key.
So there we go. The
So-
more you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna borrow Dinky's lockpick real quick and just try to lock the door
Sure.
Just- out of pettiness.
Yeah. No
I'm
problem.
annoyed.
So, are we headed to the cracked limpet?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Alright.
I will tell Patience I took all her left socks, so she'll be pretty annoyed.
There's at one point there's probably a thud of someone, cracking their toe against a piece of furniture that was an inch into the walkway, followed by a stream of profanities.
I really hope she gets kicked out.
But surrounded by shabby warehouses and various fisheries, the cracked limpet stands out like a manicured thumb. As if trying to put on airs, the two-story building features refined architecture, brass lanterns, sconces, and brightly lit windows. The sign over the door is hand-carved, in vibrant paint matching the soot-free exterior. Even a drunkard passed out on the stoop is dressed in the latest fashions. You can all hear strains of piano music and bawdy singing as you approach.
What is it? The cracked limpet?
Yep. And staring off down the alleyway next to the warehouse is an unhitched horse cart with the exact dimensions and measurements of the cart that was outside the tenement.
Cinderella?
And a glass slipper.
Yes.
I will take out one of my many fake mustaches and put it on my nose. All right. And she just kind of rolls her shoulders. Okay, what's the plan?
Yes, does anyone have plan for talking with Crime Lord? This is sort of out of my element.
I mean, ideally, we go through the cart first and see if there's any traces on where they might have taken the young lady.
Sure. There's no guards or anything out here. There's a tarp covering the otherwise roofless wagon. But it's only covering a few wooden boxes filled with some empty liquor bottles. Though, from this part of the alleyway, you can see that there's a door back here. Looks like a basement door, metal, unlike the other wooden doors that you've seen so far. And next to it is an oil lamp with red tinted glass.
Does that have a recognizable symbology? A red lantern?
Oh
Is
boy.
is this the red light district? Is this the prostitute door?
The door is
It is
a working
clearly
door.
for some kind of signaling.
As the son of a harlot,
Yeah, this is more of a setting question than a Rostov thought question.
It is definitely meant to, if the lantern is on, it is meant to mean something. But as to what exactly that means, there's not really any indication. But it is off at the
Oh.
moment.
Gotcha.
Can I Can I turn it on? Is it a gas lamp?
An oil lantern.
Maybe if we are sneaking around in back alleys, we don't turn lights on.
Okay. Just nods, takes notes.
Yes, hopefully this means that they're not home.
I don't know if that's.
At least not
Well,
taking business calls.
This door is to the back of the cracked limpet.
Yes, it looks like it leads down to the
Okay.
basement.
Gotcha.
Is the door locked?
It is locked.
Thank you.
Would any of you like to remedy that?
Yeah.
I do have a couple of different ways, but I will stand guard while Dinky does Dinky's thing.
Do any of you
I'm
have
gonna
any
try.
points in lockpicking that would like to assist? All right, Dinky, you're on your own.
Let's do it. Let's
What
go.
is your AV?
It's a 1.
So you need an 11 or higher.
Yes, I do.
Wait, hold on. Dinky, Dinky has a rank in lockpicking.
I have a rank.
I have a 2 normally. Give me
Go
help.
for it. I'll help. I'll help.
So Leon, you have 1 point added to your AV.
Yes.
Now a total of a 3. You need a 9 or higher.
I think Dinky's ears to the door, and then she'll be left. No, up, no, down. No. Just terrible
Helping
back.
me with the cylinders and everything.
Yes.
That is a
Like,
4
at
of
one point-
crows.
Dinky's like, left, no, military left, the other left.
That is a failure unless you would like to cheat.
I don't have anything to cheat with. Who?
Then the lock is unfortunately going to remain locked.
Okay, how about we switch this around?
You try it again?
I would let Dinky do it, but I have no help to give her.
Sure. I'll try it.
You are going to need a very high card flipped.
I know.
That is a 2 of rams.
Mm-mm.
That lock is stubbornly remaining shut.
I have an idea. I'm gonna pull out my gun.
I already do not like this idea.
It is
This
loaded,
about to bring a lot of attention.
and I'm just gonna knock on the door. Shave and haircut, 2 bits.
Long pause. No response.
Have we looked in the
Oh.
cart yet?
Yes,
We
it
have.
was just some
Okay.
empty
Wow.
bottles.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Are the hinges on the outside of the door?
Oh, on the inside, obviously.
I
Can't have a
another
secure metal door with the hinges on the outside.
question. So it's metal and not wood?
Metal, yeah. This is clearly meant to keep any prying eyes or, sticky hands out.
I'm gonna knock again, but this time I'm gonna go, it don't make much sense to post a ransom and then not answer the door when people are here to pay it.
Oh dear.
Another long pause. Nothing.
So do we just want to go through the front door? That is an option.
I mean, at this point, we could either do that or just keep trying to pick this lock. Eventually, it'll have to break.
Are the horses still attached to the cart?
No, it is horseless.
You said this is a 2-story building.
Wait.
Is there
So-
anything I could climb on to get onto the roof?
I would say so, yeah.
I have 50 feet of rope.
I have a question. I failed my stealth, and my on the pursuit is when I fail training duels, I get to draw a card. So
Mhm.
I forgot to do that. I'm
Draw
going
a
to
card.
do that real quick. Okay. Not even better. Oh my god. This is so bad.
Yeah, Rostov, if you want to, pull up, a large crate or something and just climb up to the second story, could absolutely attempt it.
All right.
How are you
Do we-
at athletics?
I have no ranks, but I do have a +1 might.
Okay, so total.
If I have athletics, can I give Rostov a boost?
Absolutely.
If you have athletics, it might be better. Well, no, because I can't. If I don't have ranks, I can't assist.
Right.
Right. Could I just like hands underfoot throw her upwards, or
Without any ranks, technically you wouldn't really be much of a help.
Ooh.
okay?
Yes.
Is there anything I could grapple a rope onto?
Not really without being up there and like hooking it to something.
I
You're
have a
not-
lasso. Is there anything I
You're not Batman.
No, but I have a 3 in for thrown weapons.
Be patience. If you want to try to climb, you can, or if you want to apply your ranks over to Rostov, either way. How many ranks do you have that would assist? Patience.
For me, for athletics?
Yeah.
Do. Sorry,
Oh,
I had
apparently
and then I
it is a
lost.
historical
2.
fact in Malifaux that red lanterns indicate an opium den.
Drugs! Yay!
So yeah, Rostov, you would have +2 to this, total of a AV of 3. With the help of the environment, I would say that you'd need a 6 or higher flint.
All right.
That is an 8 of tomes. That is a success.
To imagine, you get the cart starts to move, Patience stops it, and like just the rest of the way.
Much appreciated, patience.
You're
The
welcome.
getting up to the window. These windows aren't locked because who would climb into the second, story of a warehouse? No one would do that.
Oh, I was trying to get onto the roof.
Oh,
The second floor might be better.
Okay,
roof would be a
Second
little
thought.
tough.
We'll take it.
gotcha. All right. All right. less sure about breaking in, but all right, we're doing it.
I mean, you could probably, get the window open, stand in the window frame, and climb the rest of the way. That would be doable.
Yeah, Rostov's a big guy. He'll just sort of like perch on the windowsill and just make sure that there's nobody up there. He's not a stealthy individual.
The idea of you taking your metal dog and using him like a brick to break the window. Be like, good dog.
Rivet, fetch.
Someone threw a metal dog through the window.
Well, the second story serves as mostly living quarters for the resident gentleman here. As such, it is mostly bedrooms and bathrooms with a staircase that leads down to the first floor. And staring down the stairwell, you can actually see that it goes further past that into the basement.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
tie a rope.
Yeah, easy enough to throw a rope up if you want to tie it off.
Sure.
All right.
We all climb up.
Okay.
We might not want to be too loud. People may be sleeping.
From the ruckus that's going on the first floor, probably not very many people sleeping.
You never know when drugs are involved.
There is exactly one locked room up here.
Now, does it look like the stairway goes like it's in an enclosed stairway? That goes like second store, first floor, basement, or does it like lead down to the bar?
No, it's full enclosed. It goes down. There's a door at the first landing, and then it continues down to another landing.
Well, there we go.
Before we go
Bypass first
down,
floor.
we might want to take a look at the locked door up here.
We've been so good at locks. Yes, let's try again.
The only way anything can get better is if we try again.
Leon, are you attempting it?
I guess.
Ear to the door.
You have a 3 AV to this, right? You need a 9 or higher.
I'm gonna post by the stairwell, not like looking down it so I'm visible, just in case anybody comes through. I can
Sure.
close hanger.
I'm gonna make sure that the rope is pulled up and the window is closed.
That is a 6. That is a failure. The lock stubbornly remains shut.
Your turn.
Sure. Sure. Let's do it.
Try it again. You need a 10 or higher this time. That
I
is
have to try and burn
a
through this deck.
13 of crows.
Yes.
Apparently the key was tenacity because it finally
Yes.
pops open.
Think
And
he
you-
does the whack bam wiggle waggle in the door.
The interior of the bedroom is this oddly intriguing union of furniture and curios and bookshelves, none of which really matching the same design pattern. All as if it were collected for aesthetic value more than practicality. Anyone that would like, I will give you a target number 8 notice duel.
Heck
I
yeah.
will take it.
Anyone that wants to look around. Patience, that is an 11 of crows. What's your AV?
4.
4. Total of a 15, plenty. You, even just a quick search would uncover some ledgers detailing the gentleman's various activities, including deals, connections, who owes money to whom. And the handwriting looks very similar to the handwriting you saw on the ransom note.
Anything in the ledgers proving that Desiree is a supplier of ladies would annoy her?
Desiree is not mentioned, but you would see a few notes about an attempted kidnapping, though there are no names mentioned. But the kidnapping went south, and the target did not survive. But it mentions dumping in the usual place.
We're dealing with a murder.
Was it kidnapping that happened for Melita, or is this a
say.
kidnapping that previously?
There's no names or details, just notes, basically.
I'm gonna take that.
Sure.
Just taking the ledger.
I would hold on to all of that if I were you. It's plenty of blackmail evidence should we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, you're welcome to collect the papers, but it's not a lot else that seems important.
Oh.
Can we leave all of his furniture 1 inch to the left?
Rostov, sitting at the stairwell, you would hear a door open, and then hear footsteps.
Try to quietly move back down the hallway. I think we have some company we might want to go.
What is your stealth AV?
Bad. I don't know where is stealth.
Under training.
I have no ranks, and that's cunning, which means a -2.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So we need a 10 or higher flipped.
Like this, Rostov, very stealthy. Metal Dog, not so much.
That is
Metal
a
Dog,
10
always
of
with
masks.
Rostov.
There's a moment where the person climbing the stairs stops and listens, but shrugs it off and continues trudging up the steps. What would you all like to do as someone is rapidly approaching where you're all hiding?
Are there any cupboards in here?
Plenty.
I want to hide in one.
Okay. Everyone else?
If I hang outside the windowsill, would I be clearly visible from the street?
From the
Or
street?
is there something in
yes.
the way? Okay.
From inside? No.
Right. Well, this is down by warehouses and fisheries, right? So we
What are the
haven't seen
odds
a lot of
at midnight there's anyone walking around?
yeah. Moment of panic. That's my first thought. That's what Rostov's to do. Window
Sure.
open, hang from the outside of the window.
If they're coming towards the locked door,
Uh-huh.
Patience is gonna kind of be. She has her gun readied, but she's in the shadows and just trying to Batman in the locked room.
Sure.
I would just go for behind the door. As in that person would have to walk in fully and then close the door for me to be seen.
Okay. For Patience, Leon, and Dinky, I'll give you all a stealth duel. Target number 8. So, Dinky, what is your AV?
My stealth AV is a 3.
3. So a 5 or higher. That is an 8 of crows. That's a success. Patience, what is your stealth AV?
4.
4. You get a 4 or higher. That is a 12 of tomes. Leon, it's all down to you.
I have a 0.
So you need an 8 or higher flipped. That is a 4 of tomes. The individual walks past the lock room, past the window where Rostov is currently hanging out. There's a few moments where he goes to his own room to grab something, comes back out, and then pauses outside the locked room. That's where we're going to take a break.
Yay.
Give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you gotta do, and we'll come back in just a few minutes with possibly some combat, possibly not. We'll see. We'll see you soon, everyone.
See you in a bit.
And welcome back. Where we left off, we'd snuck into the second floor of a warehouse slash bar slash hideout for a gang called the Gentlemen. We'd able to get a little bit of investigation work done before someone came up to interrupt it. Passing by, they didn't really give much of a second look. Probably a little intoxicated, but stopped before heading back downstairs. All of you hear this individual stop. He was at one point humming a little tune to himself, but has gone silent. Would any of you like to do anything?
No.
How close is he to the window?
Maybe 2 feet from it?
Okay. How... You said this person looks intoxicated.
Just from the cadence of their footsteps and the off-key humming, seems a little bit tipsy.
And All right, I'll give it a beat. Nobody else does anything. I'll peek up, and if I think I can, my plan is to hoist myself up and just headlock him.
You know what? I love that. I want to call for athletics, but I know you have no points in that.
I feel like this is very intimidating, Coop.
Do you have any points in grappling?
No, and I also see unexpectedly that grappling seems to be speed based and not might based.
It is speed
Seems
based.
wrong. And that doesn't seem right.
Pugilism is might based.
Since you are legitimately hanging by your grip, I would be happy to add your strength to your grappling instead.
Okay.
Add your might.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's grappling or whether it's athletics, I don't have any points and just a 1 in might, so that's just an AV of 1.
Okay.
Could I No, I have no way to communicate this. I don't have any fancy warlock psychic link with my dogo, do I?
Not yet,
I
but
don't
it
think
is
so.
possible to
No.
have.
All right, cool. Because my dog is good at grappling. I don't know about me.
Like right now, your dog is like latched onto your coat, just hanging off behind you. But I mean, if you wanted to send your dog just like up and just launch him towards the guy, I don't feel like it would be a stretch to say like that your dog would understand what you are wanting.
Yeah. I don't know if Rivet would be able to incapacitate this guy silently though.
Probably not.
Yeah, because my plan is not so much to just completely overbear him, but to just like get him in a lock and get a hand over his mouth so he can't call out. I mean, that's still grappling. It's just to a different context,
Sure.
I guess.
Well, would you have
I'll
an
just
AV
take the
of
+1.
1, you said?
Yeah. Yep.
Defense of 9, so you need an 8 or higher flipped.
All right.
That is a 2 of masks.
Sounds right.
Reach up, grab him, tried to reach for the head, but grabbing about the shoulder, starting to pull backwards, and all of you hear the shout from the hallway.
Oh,
This guy is slippery. Someone else get out here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you all basically a round to do whatever you would like to do before reinforcements are called.
We all go out the window.
I assume my round is my failed grapple attempt.
Oh no, you still have an action.
Oh. Okay. Hammer to the back of the head.
So you're
It's a good
full
action.
on just kicking off combat.
Listen, he could have been quiet, and now he's got a concussion.
Yeah,
and a
I mean,
massive hemorrhage.
this
That's
is
what you get.
unfortunately the difference between how TTRPG games play and how narrative storytelling
It really
works.
is.
Because in my mind, I do the 90s just Kirk hammer to the back of the head and he drops. But there's no real mechanical result to do that that quickly and easily. Or I suppose it would unbalance the game. Because it is a game.
It would trivialize most encounters if that were the case.
Yeah, and this doesn't seem the game for that. So never mind. Somebody else has got to have a better idea than that.
I'm happy to take your turn, basically saying that you are continuing to wrestle, trying to shut him up, keeping him locked in place, keeping him from running downstairs.
Would the shout have been loud enough to get attention downstairs? You said it was pretty loud.
Hard to tell.
I guess my big question just above board, have we found everything there is to find in this room?
Above the table, no. But
Okay.
you don't exactly have time at the moment.
All right, then I will go out and stab this guy before he can scream any louder.
Okay, so
So-
you are kicking off combat.
Yeah, I think in Dinky's mind, sure, we can all try and climb out of here, and then we'll be chased through the street, and then they'll for sure. There might be a way to parlay this.
Okay. Well, anyone have any non-combat things you'd like to do before I flip us some initiative?
Tie him up.
Not at the moment. He is very resistant for some reason to that idea.
Patience is going to. So basically, one end of the hallway, there's the stairwell.
Mhm.
The other end of the hallway, there's only one entrance and exit, essentially.
Just the stairwell.
So, basically, I am going to post up at the other end of the hallway with my gun cocked, pointed at the stairs, where if I see a head coming around the corner, it ain't gonna be a head anymore.
You got it.
So I actually do have another idea.
Sure.
I would like to whistle for Rivet, who's gonna go over and gently clamp down on his ankle. I'm just gonna whisper into this guy's ear as I'm trying to wrestle him. You best be quiet and still now, or my dog is going to flatten your shin.
How's your intimidation?
My
I love to-
intimidation is a 3.
A 3.
I love to imagine you're saying that as Dinky is just shaking the shit out of this guy. You're like, shut up, quiet.
So you'll need an 8 or higher on this.
Yeah.
That is a 5 of rams.
All right.
He
What
seemed
do you got?
amenable to it until this tiny little being with the knife just comes creeping out of the shadows, running to stab him. So let's go down the line. Rostov, what is your initiative AV?
Okay. Oh boy, where do I find that?
Should be in the top
let's
of your
choose.
sheet near like your defense and your speed.
Plus notice.
There you are. Initiative -2.
-2.
Oof.
So that is a
Oof.
9 for a total of a 7.
All right.
Respectable 7. Patience, what's your initiative?
5.
5. You have +5 AV to your initiative?
Hot diggity damn. I got diddly shit for body, but I can notice shit.
That is a 14 for patience. Leon.
4.
4. That was 3 9s in a row for a 13.
We're in trouble.
And then Dinky.
2.
2 for a 10. Total of a 12.
And I see in
Also,
chat we got some raiders.
DM
Hello,
Chromie, thank you so much for the raid. We heckin' appreciate it. Let me give you a quick shout out. We're playing some Through the Breach. So if you like Weird West games that use cards instead of dice, that's what we got for you. Shout out. Bam. Thank you for the raid. You joined us just in time for initiative. Oh. Well, thank you so much. Initiative 8 means that, unfortunately, everyone is going before Rostov.
As expected.
And we happen to also have the author of this module in chat, Otter Poet, who has been hopefully loving the butchering that we are doing of this beloved module. Anyways, patience. You are posted up at the door. You can you can wait, basically. So you can spend one more AP, then whatever action you would like to do, and you hold it until a trigger happens.
Okay. I would like to hold a shot because
Sure.
Dinky and Rostov are handling dude in the room with Rivet. And I believe Leon's on the way.
Mhm.
But I am basically going to be holding a shot. So if somebody is coming up the stairs, if there are any backup dancers, I'm gonna blow the personality out of their head. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Sounds good. Do you want to focus? Or you do so because you will have an AP left.
Yes.
Just making sure that focus would help you here. Until the end of the turn, so it would not help you. I lied.
All right. So I will not focus.
Okay, so you're just gonna hold out. Anyone comes up, you're gonna take a shot.
Yes.
All right. That brings us to Leon.
Okay, I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna focus. And then I'm gonna toss my lasso.
Okay. Make me look
The
up the
A
rules
to
for a
actually does
lasso.
damage. B, we're gonna keep this guy in one place.
Lasso. An object that I've never had to look up the rules for because no one has ever used it.
It's a thrown weapon. It's also deadly.
Range of 6, plenty. It is finely tuned, deadly, and it has tether.
Mhm. And I have 3 AV and thrown weapons.
Finely tuned, can't be modified. Tether. Characters can use this weapon. Characters that use this weapon have access to the following trigger. On rams, you have pull and drag. After damaging, you can push the target towards you a number of yards equal to your might aspect, to a minimum of 1. And it is deadly. This weapon automatically adds rams to the attack flip. So no matter what, if you hit, you can pull them. That's very, very cool. All right. What is your AV for thrown weapons? Or sorry, flexible weapons. Lassos are
3. They're both 3.
okay. Total AV from your ranks and your stat.
Yeah. One
Okay.
in rank, 2 in grace.
Defensive 9, so you need a 6 or higher. You focused, so we take 2 and take the better result. That is a 1 and a 9. That is a success. That is going to be a negative twist for damage, because you did not beat it by 6 or more,
That's fine.
which is both
I only do
moderate.
1 damage.
7s. So it's 1
That's
point
still
of
1
damage.
And I drag him just a little bit closer to me.
Uh,
And not...
Rostov, you are free to go with him as the lasso goes around him and starts to pull.
He ain't getting out of this, at least.
And that is Leon done. We're down to Dinky.
All right. So I've got some fun stuff.
Hope so.
I think just coming out of the shadows, there's Dinky with her 2 weapons. She's got a hunting knife in one hand and a shiv in the other. That comes from her criminal ability. And I also have the paired weapons general talent. So my attacks made with my hunting knife get pulled at a positive flip.
Oh.
Because I'm attacking with 2 knives, it's not like I can attack twice with that weapon, but I can basically pin them where I need to.
Gotcha. What is your AV?
And AV is 5.
Okay. Targeted defense 9, need a 4 or higher, and you have a positive twist to this. Do you want to focus? Make it double positive?
Yes.
So we're taking fleet 3 cards, taking the highest. That was a 1, a 7, and a 10.
What are the what is the suit?
7 of tomes or a 10 of crows.
Oh, 10 of crows, because I can use my trigger.
Okay. So you an AV of 5, 10 makes that a 15 versus a defense of 9. That is enough for a flat defense roll, or sorry, flat damage roll, which means that it becomes cheatable.
All right.
That is an 8. That is moderate damage. What is your moderate damage profile?
3.
Oof.
And the person also gets the poisoned 1 condition because
Rude.
of my smeared with poison trigger.
Rude.
Mhm.
Okay. You run up, pull out both your blades, and just stab away. He's looking severely hurt. That does bring it to his turn. He is going to scream in pain from being stabbed. If he wasn't yelling before, he is now. He is gonna try to actually swing on Rostov, since you basically have him like chokehold at this point.
Yeah.
What is your evade?
My evade is
Sorry, your defense AV.
defense 2.
2. And this is a target number 9, so we need a 7 or higher flipped. You don't have any conditions, so he doesn't get a bonus. That's a 5. It's a failure, which means that he will hit you. Unless you would
Alright.
like to cheat it. Need a 7 or higher.
No, but the defensive stance, is that something I have to do on my turn, or is that
Yeah.
like an interrupt thing?
On your turn, you
Okay.
have to spend AP and discard a card.
Alright, and I got nothing.
Okay. That is going to be a damage at a negative flip because it did not beat you by 6 or more. Which it didn't matter. It was minor either way for 1 whole point of damage. Do you have any armor?
No.
Then you take 1 whole point of damage.
Alright.
And that was a crow that flipped, so he does not get to use his trigger. It's safe to say that he's not going to survive much longer, but the shouting has gotten more fervent. And Rostov, it is your turn. I only
Okay.
have 2 cards left before I have to shuffle. You know what?
Throw it
No.
out the window.
Because it's going to get the black jokers back in, I'm going to shuffle immediately, so you can all draw a card.
Oh, we draw a card now?
Yep. Every time I shuffle, you get to draw a
Cool.
card.
Sweet.
Yeah. Can you please get down? Right where my cards are at.
Okay. Is there any way I can get this guy on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because basically, I want to, whether it's kicking his leg out or just throwing him down, I want to get him on the ground, and I want to just rivet. Gentle nibble on the neck. I want to just have the pneumatic press that is my dog's mouth suffocate this guy. How would I go about doing that?
I will give you a grapple roll.
All right.
I would even say that because your construct companion is helping out, that if your companion has any points in grapple, then you're welcome to add them to your roll. Your flip.
Okay. They have 2 points in grappling. Can I use my might? Or I really don't understand why grappling is speed.
It gets about
Evading grappling, I can see speed, but to overpower, like I got the muscle to overpower this guy.
it's about like positioning and like technique and like catching them off guard. I assume. I don't really know.
All right. Well then my -2 in speed is canceled out by the 2 points my dog's gonna give me.
I'm happy to continue to use your might.
Okay. So then my AV is 3.
3 plus the 2 from the dog for 5.
No, 1 from might, 0 skill, 2 from dog.
Gotcha. Okay. So we need a 6 or higher. That's a 7. That is a success.
All right.
You sent it to the ground, bleeding heavily.
Just go to sleep. Just
This guy's just like, just throw me out the window.
You still have 2 AP
you.
left.
He is just stabbing the shit out of him.
Oh well, I assume 1 AP was me taking him down, and the other was ordering my dog.
So you have 1 AP left.
Gotcha. Well, does this take the dude out?
No, that does no damage, just simply knocked prone. He's still conscious.
Oh, okay. So then I use my dog to attack?
You can also just hit him with your hammer. But yes,
Okay, I was
either
trying
way.
to not just like outright smash this guy's brain in. I was trying to just like, cut his airway enough that
Sure, attack with the
he
dog.
goes to sleep.
Just
All
a
right.
step.
I don't know, how, if I should just be a cold-blooded killer in this setting. if
These are
that's how
not
we
good
all
people,
are,
if that helps.
Or sure, but
Just because they're wearing nice clothes doesn't mean they're good people.
taking a life is a big thing, whether they're bad people or not.
These people did kidnap an innocent woman, accidentally
her.
kill her, and then dumped her body somewhere. And then,
All right, so
yeah.
all right, fine. I'll hit him with my hammer.
What is your AV?
That's a 3.
A 3, so we get a 6 or higher. That's an 11 of tomes. That's a success. That is a damage flip and a negative twist, so take 2 cards to take the worst, which is 4. So what is the first number in your damage profile?
That is where on this giant sheet is it? That is a 1.
A 1. That's all he needs. He only had 1 hit point left. He is out.
Right.
You can
Well, that
hear
was loud. We should probably get
footsteps
out.
and commotion as the music that was going on downstairs has ceased. But that will bring us to the top of the round, back to Patience.
Have any heads come up?
Not yet, but you can hear them on their way. Same thing, you want to just hold off, wait for someone to pop up?
Yep.
All right, you got it.
Now, is this similar to a held action in like D&D where like if you're holding an attack, you only take 1 attack? Or
Yeah, you're taking the 1 action.
okay. Just making sure.
Yep. Leon, it's over to you. You are muted.
Fun.
Oh,
There.
there you are.
Hello.
Mic problems. Fun. Is it an option if I have not seen anyone first to go back to the previously locked room and see if I can find more items?
Absolutely. Gonna run back in, start looking around. What's your notice, AV?
3.
3. That is a 7 for a total of a 10. You are looking and looking, but so far not seeing anything different.
Would a 13 make a difference?
A 13 total?
A total. Yeah. You didn't give me an AV, so
I didn't.
no.
But basically, you can assume that you need to hit 1 degree of success higher than whatever the target number was before, which... where are you? Target number 8 before, so you need 6 above that, so you need a total of a 14.
Damn it.
Just gonna hold off and
Can I
keep
do it
trying.
again?
That would unfortunately be your turn.
But I will at least hold in the, like, out of sight in the locked room.
Gotcha. That brings us to the first of the enemies that are going to come up the door, or come up the stairwell. So, you can take your shot. What is your AV with pistols?
AV with my Chesterfield is 4.
4. So you need an 8 or higher. That is a 2 of masks.
That's not gonna work for me. I'm gonna cheat.
What are you cheating?
I have a 9.
What was your AV?
4.
4. Total of a 13. That is a success. And we damage with a negative twist for a 5. So for minor damage.
I do have a headshot when damaging. This attack ignores hard to wound. If a critical effect is
Not hard to
generated, it automatically affects the target's head.
Not hard to wound.
Okay.
So what's your weak damage? The very first number in your damage profile.
2.
2 points of damage. Don't think we have any armor. Nope, just takes 2 points of damage. Has to kind of like lean back from the shot, as it's mostly just a grazing wound. But you hear someone shout up, "I don't know who you are, but you're making a huge mistake. I'm gonna give you 1 chance to come down, so we can talk like civilized folk. Or I send my whole gang up there to fill you full of lead."
You talk with Melita like this?
He is going to take some shots at you. He's going to spend a fate point to get a positive twist to this attack. Yeah. How many does he start with? He's an enforcer. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So he's going to pull out his clockwork pistol, take a shot at you, with a positive twist on the attack. No, he's not going to do that, because he has marked cards. At any point during this character's turn, in dramatic time, he may discard a card to look at the top 3 cards of the Fate deck, and either discard all 3, or replace all 3 in any order. He is going to do so. Take the top 3 cards. That is mean, and I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Damn mono blue players. It's a magic reference.
I know.
It may discard a card to look at the top 3 cards of the Fate deck and either discard all 3. Oof. Unfortunately, he's going to discard the red Joker. And then take a shot at you at a positive twist. Do you have any armor?
I do. It's a brigandine armor. So I'm light armored.
So you have armor 1. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What is your defense AV?
It looks like it's 5-4 is what I have.
So it's down to 4 because you're wearing armor.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Well, that is a 1. So a total of a 5 versus a target number 12 means that he's beating you by 6 or more. So it's going to be a straight flip for damage.
Okay.
It would be a positive twist for damage if you had no armor. That is an 11. That is severe damage of 5.
Okay. So does that mean that my wounds...
Down to 4. So you take
Yep.
4 damage.
Okay.
And because he no longer has any fate points, he is now all in. So all duels that he engages in have a positive twist. So he's going to shoot you again. On your defense AV of 4, so you need an 8 or higher to show up. That is a 5 of crows. That is a failure. That is going to be damage at a negative twist. So we take the worst, which is a 5, which is only 2 points of damage reduced down to 1.
All right.
And then he's just going to step back out of the doorway. Dinky.
How far away is he?
He is down the stairs, no longer visible. He basically stepped back so other people could come running up.
Okay.
He also did say,
So-
if you just surrender, then he's willing to talk like a civilized individual.
Can I make either, from knowing this guy, if we do surrender, are we screwed? Is it one of those, like, I'm gonna take your kneecaps? Or is it,
Not
like, we'll actually have a
necessarily.
conversation?
He is known to be a little boastful, but he also does. He will hold to his word that if you surrender and agree to talk, then he will sit and talk with you. No promises that won't devolve into your kneecaps being broken, but
I'd rather us all be on the same floor, though, if that does devolve. Yeah. I think Dinky's just gonna say, Thief's Code? We gonna parlay?
your friend shot first.
True, but honestly, she didn't know who was coming up the stairs. What can you do? Anyway, look, if you would like to talk, we'll talk. But frankly, I could light this whole place on fire and then you wouldn't have a home. So what do you want to do?
That is,
Because it takes me a second to light a match, and well, there's a lot of oil and other things in this building that you'd probably not want to lose.
there's a few glasses down here with some fine brandy in it. How's that sound?
All right, we're coming down.
Weapons away. What about the rest of you? Is everyone surrendering?
I'll holster the gun.
And come down the steps?
Yeah, I'm gonna head down.
Leon, are you coming out of hiding?
They don't know how many people are up here.
Exactly,
sure don't.
exactly.
I'm going to keep using this time to investigate
Sure.
and, throw myself out a window if I need to.
I won't keep making you do flips. Well, we'll say that you have time. You would eventually succeed, and we'll get back to you. Rostov, you are currently splattered in a gentleman's blood.
Hmm. Yep.
He tripped. Throw him out the window.
Your
I might throw myself out the window.
mechanical dog companion is looking up at you. Which you can clearly tell is happiness. Like, he did a good job. He's perfectly content.
All right, good rivet. Yeah, they don't know how many people are up here, but if I come down splattered in blood, that doesn't look great.
Well,
It just means that someone's dead.
yeah. They
and
have a good idea that the individual that was up there that screamed for help, that's no longer screaming, probably met an unsavory end.
right, still doesn't look.
It
good
doesn't
for
look
me.
good in any way.
I feel like Dinky's gonna give a thumbs up and smear some blood all over her face.
Rostov looks confused.
These strange
Yeah,
customs.
I'm gonna. Can I peer out the window? Does it look like they sent anybody out to investigate?
You do see people out on the street. Hard to tell if they work for the gang or not.
But are they like actively watching the alleyway?
They're actively staring at the building, yes. Because gunshots just went off.
All right, I'm out the window. I don't want to be
Fair
surrounded
enough.
by a bunch of guys with guns.
Okay. So it is just
I'm
patience.
taking rivet and I'm jumping out.
Got it. It's just Patience and Dinky that are headed downstairs.
I'm also my weapons are concealable, every single one of them, just
Gotcha.
as a heads up.
Yeah, Rostov, the individuals out in the street, as soon as they see someone climbing out the window, it's just, this is none of my business, and just keep going. I was never here, I'm gone.
Smart.
But the two of you that head downstairs. You are greeted by the club's main hall. It is lavish, all in mahogany, with carpeted floors and bright electric fixtures. There are several oil canvases hung on the walls, as well as a 6-foot wide mirror behind a fully stocked bar. Chairs and couches are all placed against the walls, while poker and snooker tables dominate the room. Despite the opulence, there is a haphazardness to the interior, as if it was put together by someone with absolutely no sense of interior design. There's a number of very dapper gentlemen sitting around, staring, as the two of you make your way into the main hall. And you see two individuals posted up at a table, sitting where all the rest are standing. One in a crisp white suit. One that is, wiping off little blood from the nick of the bullet wound, but just gestures towards the table. Please, have a seat. Name's Bertram Fletcher. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting tonight?
Patience.
I promise you I have very little.
Cute. Ain't never heard that before.
And you?
Oh, I'm Dinky.
Right.
That's my name.
Well, to what do I owe this uncalled upon pleasure?
I would think it is very called upon. Melita was taken. All signs point directly to your gang. Desiree seen talking to a bunch of dapper men after causing a distraction at the tenement.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Desiree with a known habit of having her rivals go missing, never to be seen again. You leaving a kerchief in Melita's room. Her steamer trunk missing.
A tray of drinks are going to be brought out by the woman who sits behind the bar, drops them in front of you. I don't like to have business chats without a nice drink in us. So, picks up his drink. Cheers. And he is watching you.
Can I
Is there a Sorry, go for it.
still like I'm drinking?
Can you what?
Stealth. The thing that some girls do in bars where you pretend to take a sip, but you ain't.
If you didn't have the eyes of every single person in this room bearing down on you, I would say yes. But otherwise, it would be pretty clear that you have not finished your drink.
I don't need to finish it.
Oh, he is
I'm just
asking you
taking
to
a
finish
sip.
it. Well, go on. It ain't gonna bite.
Much. And then
Right.
she knows what she's in for at this point. Hopefully her different thief training with varieties of poisons will help her. And she will
Throw it
Take
back.
it.
He will also throw back his.
Patience will throw hers back.
From the two of you, I need a carousing duel. This is some strong, high-proof stuff. It's not poison, if that helps.
That's what I was worried about.
He's just gonna get y'all drunk.
That's the idea. Dinky,
Yep.
what is your carousing AV?
1.
1. Target number 10, so you need a 9 or higher. That is a 3 of rams. Oh, sorry. At the end of combat, you all could have discarded as many cards you wanted, and then draw back up until you have 3 cards in your hand. As Patience is currently just bleeding into the chair.
I will cheat then with a 9.
You are managing to stem off the intoxication.
I got a carouse of 0.
So you need a 10 or higher.
Yes,
That is a 2 of crows.
I'm cheating. I have a king.
A 13, absolutely. Both of you managed to stave off the intoxication. I feel like you're going the way of intimidation. Does that sound about right?
Me?
In general, the vibe is you're
Hmm.
guilty, we know you're guilty, fess up to it.
Part of her, it's not even necessarily intimidation. It is, look, we know you're involved, but Desiree's involved. And maybe she's more involved than people initially thought. She's a pretty face. It wouldn't be the first time a man's fallen for a woman's charms. She's an actress, and all of these other women that she had problems with have gone missing. Like, here is a viable scapegoat for you if
What
we can get
exactly?
enough information.
What exactly are you asking for?
I want to know where Melita's body is, what happened, and how many other women did Desiree ask you to take care of?
How do you feel about a bewitch or a convince?
I will take a convince.
What is your AV?
1.
Okay. So it would be a target number 12, which means you need an 11 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing up that you know about Desiree's part in this brings it down to a target number 10, so you'll need a 9 or higher. That is a 9 of crows.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Whew, thank God. Skin of teeth.
You are asking an awful lot of questions about something that has nothing to do with you.
How many times? Listen, you're a businessman. You probably know about my family. However, I done said it before. I told everybody when we've been investigating. Colette hired us to find her actress.
You're working
Y'all
for
are the
Colette.
ones. Well, yeah, you think I just broke in here for fun?
Dinky face palms.
Could be.
What this shit?
Oh.
You took a brand new actress and then somebody, dumb as shit, slid a ransom note with no directions under the door of her office. And if this woman's dead, I would like to know what your plans were.
So that fancy tart decided to go on hire a bunch of amateur investigators to look into something that she could have just handled with just a little bit of script.
She don't got that script.
Oh,
My thought
she
is she's
does.
coming after you, but you know, what can I say?
Well, I don't know anything about what'd you say her name was? Melita? Shame that girls keep going missing, however. Be shame if anyone's interference caused any more to go missing.
What do you
What
get
do you
out of this?
want?
I say, we take one more drink. You all enjoy some gambling for the evening. Even let you down into the den in the basement. And then we forget this night ever happened.
Or I take a shot and I leave so I'm not bleeding on your furniture anymore.
Well, I'm sure it'll come out. Either way, we all walk away from this. No one's got to get hurt.
Sure.
Are either of you actually intent on doing that?
We just
I
have
mean-
to exit the building.
Are
Yeah,
you
that's
content
literally-
on letting this go, doing no further investigation, basically dropping?
That's not what he's asking.
He is
saying,
asking that we forget this night never happened. You stop looking into this. You just go back to Colette and say, couldn't find it, and then everyone goes on.
I gotta
We
deceive
say
it
whatever we
too.
want.
I'm content to lie to this man's face.
Great. What is your deceive
be
AV?
like, 2.
2. Super.
Can I help?
You have to make
And
your
to-
own duel.
Okay.
I'm content to lie to this man's face and be like, bud. Yeah,
So-
sure. I'm leaving.
Because he is now aware that you're working for Colette, every social duel with him has a negative twist. So you need 2 cards both to be a 10 or higher.
Oh, shit.
Neither of those is a 10 or higher. Dinky, what is your deceive AV?
Mine is also a 2.
So you both need both of these to be a 10 or higher. Neither of them is a 10 or higher. He, sets the drink down, goes to start standing up. Really wish it didn't have to be this way. And he is going to gesture. Or for the 2 of you immediately recognize is get rid of them by any means necessary. Rostov and Leon. Leon, you probably were able to overhear some of this if you wanted to listen.
Mm-hmm.
You also found a safe up there in one of the dressers. What's your lockpick, AV?
Back up. That is a 2.
2. For this particular lock. You need a 12 or higher.
Get it, Leon.
That is a 3. That lock is remaining stubborn. But you can hear this.
Wait, do I have to have a 12 with my modifier or just a 12 total?
You need a 12 and then your modifier.
King.
That'll do it. Inside the safe is 41 scrip, some correspondence and business papers with some various shady contacts, as well as some other miscellaneous valuables, including the locket that you saw Melita wearing in one of her pictures. And then you hear the discussion below you getting more intense, and you can tell that things are not going well. Rostov, from out in the street, what you doing?
Well, you said we were down by the docks.
Mhm.
Is there any way I could take a quick jump down the street and splash some water on myself, clean myself up?
You wouldn't even have to go far. You are on the water's edge.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna wash myself down best I can, get the blood off. And this establishment looked like it was open to the general public,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, I'm just gonna clean myself off and go inside to get a drink.
So, Leon, yes.
I was gonna say, would I be able to get myself down from the window, down the rope before that happens?
With the fact that you're spending time searching the room and then taking time to lockpick, probably not.
God, I was gonna use that dog as a lockbox.
Secrets in the dog.
So, the cliffhanger that we are leaving off is a room full of armed gunmen staring down Patience and Dinky at this kind of standoff, and then Rostov just pushing the doors open. And I think that's a great place for us to put a pin in this game for next time. Thank you
I have a
all
question.
so much for being here. Yes.
Are we reshuffling and drawing our cards next session?
Yep.
Or do I need to find a place to keep this hand
Nope,
safe?
you are shuffling and redrawing.
Excellent. That means I don't have to worry about a cat ruining my organization system.
Thank you all so much for being here. Otter Poet, thank you for writing this and
Right.
for making just a truly awful bad guy. No redeeming qualities here. I hope you all kill him. Please kill him. He is...
Patience is gonna bleed on him so fucking hard. Her plan was if she was gonna die, it might happen. Fully bloody Patience.
I will
may
drown
just
you in my
yeet
blood.
herself at him and be like, "Get this out of your suit, bitch."
But yeah, thank you to everyone that came out to watch us and support us. DM Chromie, thank you for the raid. We super heckin' appreciate it. I'm gonna go around, let everyone tell you who they are, where you can find them on the interwebs, and then we will get out of your hair. As I find some appropriate music for us to close out on.
The Benny Hill theme.
That'll work. All right, let's go opposite this time. So let's go right to left, which means we're starting with Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I have been playing Dinky. Her pronouns are she, her. Coming up for me, let's see. It's not too crazy busy, but every other Monday you can catch me back here for Lancer Hellsgate as my kittens are being complete hooligans right now. Yeah, they're up and wanting to play. But every other Monday, Lancer Hellsgate back here. Every other Wednesday, you can find me on Enchanting Sorcery Productions for Fandelver and below Halia's Harriers. And then next weekend on Saturday, you can find me over on Nerds with Dice, where I am running a queers one shot. Basically, think Power Rangers, but make it gay, and Sailor Moon, and mishmash it all together with rainbow superpowers. It's really fun. Go check that out.
Heck yeah. Over to Alice.
Hi guys, my name is Alice. I use they them pronouns. You can find me everywhere online at Alice Hart, or if the adult film star has stolen that username on yet another platform from me, you can usually find me at Hellion Hart. It's true, I'm the second most popular Alice Hart in Google search, but that bitch has stolen so many usernames.
Fighter.
I will.
1v1 me.
Meet her.
I'm 6'3". You'd probably take her. But you can find me next, because everything I have this weekend is recorded for later. On Thursday nights over on Enchanting Sorcery Productions, you can actually find me playing a Kunari warrior named Catacost on their Dragon Age series, The End of Love. And if you want to see more Dragon Age from me, you can also find me on Girls Run These Worlds next Friday, a few hours before this, actually, where I am a part of their Pride event. We are playing a one-shot called A Murder They Wrote. It is an Oops All Antivan Crows murder mystery, in which I will be back here for a conclusion of this. See, next month I'll actually be running games over here. I don't think that's up anymore. Is it Hoop for signups?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you can't join me to play Thirsty Third Lesbians, but I will be doing a 2-shot of that. Everything else you can find on my social media. Otherwise, I'm very tired and stream of consciousness. So, next person.
Over to Joanne. I hope you enjoyed your first ever glimpse at Through the Breach.
I'm enjoying it so far. I am Joanne, Low Bunny Fufu. At some point this weekend, I might be streaming some more Dead by Daylight, maybe some Overwatch on my Twitch channel, and then I'll be back here for part 2. That is on
28th.
The 28th. But God love Hooperdoop, he turned it 6/21 and 2/28, which is a hell of a time.
I'm looking forward to February.
I love it though. Like, hold the tension. Beyond that, Low Bunny Fufu on all my socials.
Heck yeah. Well, this was a pleasure to have you, and I'm excited for our part 2.
Thank you.
And Jack, I hope you also had fun in your very first foray into Through the Breach.
Yes, very interesting setting and game system for me to try out. I love trying new games. It's
Yeah.
one of the main things I do on my own channel over at RPGs Uncovered. I used to run a whole bunch of different demo play miniseries and tutorial videos checking out indie TTRPG games. So if you want to check those out, you can find them over on our YouTube. But right now, my big show is also a Lancer campaign. I know there's a good one going on here, but if you want more sci-fi space mecha action, you can come hang out on Sundays at RPGs Uncovered at 7 p.m. US Eastern. So if you like things like Farscape and Battlestar Galactica, and of course the big bombastic mecha animes, of course you got Gundam and Knights of Sidonia. If you want to mix a little bit of Mothership in with some Lancer, come check out this upcoming episode because things got real weird, real tense, and real creepy this last episode, and I got a big reveal coming up in 2 days that I hope I'm ready for. So you can check that out live on Twitch on Sundays. It's all up on YouTube, and we have it available slowly coming out every other week in podcast form over on Spotify, which includes not only some really good editing, but also sound design. So you get cool stuff like heartbeats and quick breaths and the sound of feet stomping on glass
So
and big explosions because it's a Lancer game. So if you prefer watching with your ears instead of your eyes, head over to Spotify. Yeah, I think that's all I currently have going on, but I'm looking forward to getting into some more games and fun content.
Heck yeah. And that just leaves me. Of course, I've been Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. Yeah, I love Through the Breach. It's such a fun system. I love that we use cards. I love that I had an excuse to pull out my Malifaux deck once again, even though it's been sitting in, the disuse for years. Black Joker was on the bottom.
It can stay there.
Well, I'm gonna have to
you
shuffle
got
for
it
next
once.
time. But yeah,
I think once ascension is good enough.
I do eventually want to run a full campaign of this where we go through everyone's fate steps and we get to see what this looks like in a full campaign setting with, all of the pursuit advancements and see what these characters can look like at, level 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and just see all the crazy stuff they can do. But yeah, that's all we got. I am going to throw a raid over to our friends at Enchanting Sorcery, who are playing some Cypher system. We love Cypher system around here. It is such a great system. It can do literally
Their
anything.
Signalis game.
Literally so good. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.